monster.
Hey guys, Kongar here, and today is another news episode. Every other Monday seems to be a news episode, which is fantastic. We've got three things to go through here. First, this week in tanks. Some good news, especially for some of you free-to-play players. They've been giving out premium tanks every other week. It's been amazing, and the trend continues. Monday Madness, which is of course today, complete the op, earn up to 5 googly eye emblems. It doesn't say what you need to do to get this op done, but there it is, and that's today only. Not forgotten op, earn XP in battle to receive a free American Tier 6 T-78 tank destroyer. And of course other rewards and such. And this time you only have a week to get it done. They've been giving you 2 weeks to complete each of these missions, like for the Stockade and the SCG. This time they're giving you 1 week, so it's probably going to be a little bit easier. Plus it's also a Tier 6. And what this tank is, it's pretty much a T-25-2 drop down a tier with the Jackson gun. So it's a little slower than the Hellcat, but a little bit faster than the Jackson. It's like the in-between, so pretty good tank. Remember, honor support op. Get some vouchers for inscriptions. Thanks because of Memorial Day. So there's that. And what else do we have? Long haul is back. It's been back, so complete 75 wins. That's a lot of playing you got to do in 1 week to get, maybe a commander's chest. And if you're lucky, you'll get a hero chest with some gold. So there's that. And then finally, the weekly premiums on sale right now with 50% off is the LT-432, a great little light tank, and the VK Maubrecher, but without the Maubrecher, so the VK 168.01P. Not worth it, I would say. And the light tank might be worth it, but probably not as well. When there's like the Hellhound, the Holland Hound is a much better deal in my opinion. If that comes on sale, I would absolutely slurp that up, but I already have one, so I'm not going to slurp it up. So there's that. Now let's get on to the balance changes. 2 tanks are getting changed tomorrow, as usual, which is good, and I like both choices. I do. However, I don't quite agree with what they did to either of them. The 50B. This one's pretty funny. AMX 50B. So let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Jeff Gregg. Cool, thanks. Okay. Summary. Things that stand out the most is the tank seems to perform well in terms of win-loss and damage output, but has low stats based on its class. So, based on the following, we're going to reclassify the AMX 50B as a medium tank, along with the AMX 5100 and the AMX 5120. The stats, performance, and playstyle themselves in the medium class in our game, more so, or their stats, performance, and playstyle lend themselves to the medium class in our game, more so than the heavy. Yes, okay. And, yeah, okay, I don't really care about anything else. Win rate, let's look at the win rate. Can I make this bigger? Nope. Okay. Well, I can't quite see exactly what it is. 53. Oh, it goes from... Oh, this is player base, it looks like? Yeah, it is. Okay, so from 45 to 55 on average. So, yeah, that's right in the middle of 50%. Sure, why not? Sure. Okay. So, it's doing well on the win rate. Sure. But they're not changing the tank. It survives? Nope. 26% of the time it survives. Ooh, what are even lower than this? What are these heavies that survive even less? That's a good question, because look at all these heavies right here that are above it. Right in this conglomeration, and then all these other ones way above it, probably 279E, 705A, stuff like that. Anyway, and let's see, how far does the tank move? Not as far as I'd expected. You know why? I think because it dies. It dies too quickly. It's probably the reason it doesn't move far. It just dies. And how much damage does it yield? How much damage? Very little. Very, very little. It's the worst heavy tier 10 in terms of blocking damage in the game. Oh, how much damage does it block? My bad. Well, duh. It's a 50B. It is not really a heavy tank. You play it like a medium. Damage per battle. Where does this tank shine? While the damage per hit and pen is low, you see the damage per battle is in the upper range of tier 10 heavies, doing around 2k damage per battle. Yeah, that's pretty good. But, in my opinion, the changes they've made do nothing. Oh wait, that's because there are no changes. Instead of having 3 green stripes or 3 red stripes in its diamond shaped icon, it's going to have 2. So yep, that's the change. It's no longer heavy, it's a medium tank. But what I would do with this tank to change it is I would give it I would give it 2 seconds under clip and give the 57 2.5, because right now the 57 is arguably the most devastating heavy tank you could ever come across, because it's going to kill you. It doesn't matter what you're in. You could be in a Taurus for Pete's sake, and if the 57 heavy is fully loaded, he's going to empty his magazine, do 1600 damage, 20 seconds later shoot you again. A Taurus cannot kill a 57 heavy, even with its insane DPM. Faster than the 57 heavy can kill a Taurus if it's fully loaded. So I think give the 50B 2 seconds under clip and the 57 heavy 2.5 and call that a day, because now the 50B will be able to compete better with the machine as it empties its magazine 1.5 seconds faster. That's just my take on the matter, though. But let's jump over to the Chisel. And these changes, yet again, some changes I don't really agree with. I don't think they understand how their game works. I really don't, but, you know, that's fine. Let's see. We see that players of all skills use this tank, but higher skill players are a bit more likely to take this into battle. Well, it's because I think higher skill players put the time and effort into getting the tank. So that's probably why. The Chisel is near the top of tier 10 grouping for damage. Unsurprising, Chisel spotting and railing info assist damage is almost the best of any tier 10 non-light tanks and scouts. Okay. What are we going to do because of this? Reduce the view range from 420 to 400. Okay. That's fine, I guess. And increase the reload from 9 seconds to 9.5. Alright. Well, first of all, the K91, poor rest in peace K91, had like a 27% DPM decrease. And this is just scratching above, what is it, 7%? That's nothing. That's nothing. It just laughs. It laughs at you. It laughs at the poor 27% of the K91 in Progettos. So this will pretty much do nothing to the tank. Popularity and win rate, yes, they pretty much just mentioned that. Let's see what the win rate is. It would be the blue one, I think, and this is right in the middle, about here. So it looks like it's averaging about a 52.5% win rate. It's interesting that they're not telling us exactly what it is, because usually they do. Like, this is exactly the win rate. That's what they did last time. But they're not doing that this time, probably because it is, like they said, too high. As it's closer to, it's almost, I'd say it's 53. It's closer to 53%, it looks like. So yeah, that's winning a little too much. User win rate buckets again. Don't know what this means, but it's above. It is above. So there we go again. Damage assist damage is not at the top, but it's up there. And yeah, spotting damage. Interesting. It's also pretty up there, but it's not as high as these ones. So that's interesting. Oh, but I think these are the light tanks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think these are the light tanks. So this one is about the highest. It looks like this one, whatever this one is, spikes past it every once in a while. But for medium tanks, this average is about the highest assist damage, it looks like. So, but that's because people are trying to 3-mark it, and it requires a lot, and so they have to do a lot of damage. And yeah, that's the changes they've made. I don't think the DPM is going to do much. I don't think the view range is going to do much. What I would do is I would make this have the same mobility as the, if not worse mobility than the Action X, because the Action X goes 53 and has worse power to weight, and this has higher power to weight and goes 57 and has more armor and has spaced armor and a bigger gun. So I'm not sure who thought that one through, but that's the case. But I think that's going to be it. I'll jump over to the garage, to my garage, show you what I was talking about with the changes I would do, and then we'll play it in one live game for you guys and see how well we do. All right, that's it, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so I made a bit of a boo-boo in this live recording when I swapped programs. It also swapped mics on me, and it's using my webcam mic instead. But it's fine. It still works pretty well, and you can still hear me, so I'll just leave it in. But that's it. All right, speaking of things we wanted to change, here's the tanks, or the tank, should I say. The Chisel, but quickly, let's look at the Centurion Action X, just so anything I've said I can prove to you. So, you've got the same hull and the same engine, but for some reason you only go 53 in the Action X, and you have 18.91 horsepower per ton. Meanwhile, in this bigger vehicle with all this extra spaced armor, and the bigger gun, and the patent turret, which is thicker, more heavily armored, you have a 20.24 horsepower per ton and a 57 km/h top speed limit. Because this has the same hull and engine as the Action X, I believe it should only go 53 like the Action X. And because of all the space armor, I believe it should be heavier than the Action X. So maybe have a 17.5 horsepower per ton, or an 18 horsepower per ton. And then from there, I think the tank is fine. I don't think it needs the view range nerf. I don't think it needs the rate of fire nerf. I think what it really needs is that spaced armor, A, either removed, or B, adding extra weight to the tank. And then I think that'll fix the tank. And it should go 53 like the Action X. I'm not sure why. This tank is just better in every single way than the Action X. But yeah, because playing against these and playing with these tanks, the Chisel, because I've done both, I can tell you that the rate of fire is not an issue. It does not make the tank too good. But at the same time, the nerf they're giving it is barely anything, from 9 seconds to 9.5. Meanwhile, tanks like the K91 got nerfed from, what was it, like 6.3 seconds to 7.5 or 8 seconds, something like that. I think it's like 8 seconds base. And it's like, what? So this nerf is nothing compared to what they did to the K91. Alright. Anyway, that's my spiel, my thoughts on the matter. And also, why are they nerfing this thing and not the the machine? I don't know. I think the machine is just better than this thing. Well, is more annoying than this thing. I think this tank, if a good player gets their hands on this, it's a devastating vehicle. But then so is the Patton, so is the Action X, so is the FE4202, so is the Leopard 1, even. And then so is the machine. The machine is disgustingly good in the hands of a good player. We're going to take the shorter cut because we're fast enough and they only have one at medium and one light. As long as this guy doesn't, you know, there we go. I'll just give him a quick sorry. I tried to squeeze by him, but then he kind of didn't give me room to squeeze by. Oh well. Nice little bit of a quick sorry. He's not retaliating. Everything's good in the world. Oh. Yeah, the rate of fire change is not going to do anything to this, really much to this tank. Ow. And this guy's going to die. Alright, he's going to be aiming this way because we're the first one to spot it. Yep, there it is. What a miss, too. Whew, he missed me by... he missed me for 500 damage, it looks like. Or 600 damage. That's super HE for sure. Also, we have 10 degrees of gun depression on this thing, which also doesn't make sense considering we have the same hull as the Patton, right? Or the same turret, and we've got a bigger gun, so if anything, we should have less gun depression than him. We should maybe have 8. So yeah, that's what makes this tank too good, is the fact that it has everything those tanks have, but it's better. You know? So that's the real reason this tank overperforms, in my opinion. Because even a bad player can pick this up and do better than he does in a Patton or an Action X. So it's going to appear to be doing better. Alright. And there's my my spaced armor working its magic. We have Hesh as well, which is fantastic for a medium tank. It's not going to matter though because he is now one-shottable with my APCR, but we'll put it in anyway. But yeah, we're having a fantastic game. Like, there's no denying that right now. Like, this is great. But I think we could have done this as well in... No, we wouldn't have. It's the speed, I think, that's literally giving us the advantage here. We're able to stay ahead of everybody. There we go. Good, he's moving on. Ow! We got a better rate of fire than him now, though. Now we can move on to the next the next location, which is over here. Put another shell in. Hit him in the lower plate. Unfortunately, slightly angled, so we're unable to kill him. But that's just part of the game. That's what happens. Let's move on. There's the last pig. Oh, 1 hit point, the mercy roll. I mean, yeah, we rolled high, but it's still a little bit of a mercy, you know. Finish him off here. There we go. And then we'll move on to the bigger, scarier Japanese sumo tanks. After we put some shots into oddball here. 2. Nope. No armor rock hit. The sumo tank is coming. Don't shoot me, sumo tanks. Yo. He just fired. Could be wrong. And an E4. E4 just fired. Ooh, just weave that in. Very good. No clean shot. We tried. I wanted to break that magical 6K game, but it is not to be. Not to be indeed. But hey, you know, that's the Chisel. It's a good tank. It really is a good tank. And it is overtuned. I do admit that. But like I said, I don't think the rate of fire is going to change that. I think it's the mobility in the armor that makes this thing above and beyond all the other mediums. Because it's still, even though they're going to nerf its rate of fire on this thing by half a second, and its view range by 10 degrees, 20 is still fantastic, or 400 is still really good. It's still going to be faster than the Patton, and faster than the Action X, and surviving more than those tanks as well. So, yeah, I personally don't think that the change that they're going to make is going to really have much of an impact. I still think this thing is going to be overperforming. I really do. And like I said, that's because of its speed and armor. It needs its. I do agree. I think all mercenary tanks need their spaced armor removed. Just get rid of it. Get rid of that spaced armor. But that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, zap that like button. Comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out SpaceBANDIT Koala Mentality's YouTube's links in the description below. And join me tomorrow. I'll be playing this tank again, and it's a nerf status. And I don't think I'll be playing the 50B because just changing it from a heavy tank to a medium tank without changing its stats won't do anything. So it's got to be the same exact vehicle. So yeah. And Matchmaker doesn't really care about heavies versus mediums, as you can see from that last game. They had one medium, and we had, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 mediums and then 1 medium. So Matchmaker doesn't care about matching heavies versus mediums. So changing this to a medium tank will not do anything. Alright, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.